this like being married? You know what? Log on to Facebook. A new survey by a British legal service shows the social network was implicated in a third of all divorce filings last year. We are chatting with Jada Collins, who's a life coach, and Facebook is getting a lot of the heat and the blame for breaking up marriages, but it's not like people haven't been, getting together online in the past. Why is it just now?
Well, you know what? We would love to kind of put the blame on Facebook and social networking, but there was a problem before that came along. But I think it's more accessible now, and some of the research that's coming out is saying, hey, people are actually saying that they're getting a divorce because of social networking and Facebook. So.
But Facebook really exacerbates what? Maybe like an underlying problem, something that's already there. You get on Facebook and all of a sudden you've sped things up exponentially.
Well, look at what social networking can do. It can just really, blow a business up and give them, that momentum to keep going. It also does the same thing on the flip side. And it's a double-edged sword. So what we're seeing now is people are having access to old flames and old relationships, and it's like, hey, how are you? And it very well may start off very innocent.
I was going to say that exactly, because you're curious. You want to see how people have turned out, and then you hit a friend request for an old flame from high school, and all of a sudden the wife looks over your shoulder and says, "What? You friends with her?"
Right. What are you doing? And you know what? Insecurities start to come up, and if there are insecurities already in the relationship, of course, situations like this are going to just completely inflame the problems that are already there.
Unfortunately, people online do things that they probably wouldn't normally do. Type send, and before your brain has a chance to kick in, you've hit send, and all of a sudden you've said something I wouldn't normally have said there. I don't care. You put a happy face or a wink smile next to it.
All
you
of
still
the innovations
it's all
gone.
bad. That's bad. You shouldn't have done. You wouldn't have done that normally.
So now we're looking at accountability and responsibility. It's taking responsibility for your actions at that point, which is something. If there's, like I said, that stuff that's brewing underneath the surface in most relationships, then you're going to start doing things that you wouldn't normally do. A lot of times, just when you send the little, the wink, the eye, something happens. If you're honest with yourself, it's like, oh, they're either flirting. There's kind of that adrenaline that kicks in, and it can become very addictive. Why are you see people walking around with their cell phones all the time? They're always checking messages and they're saying who's on Facebook and who sent me a message, and it can become very addictive, especially for the person who's not very settled in positive self-concept.
Jada, wonderful to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks.